So I want to ask you something. Now, I know a lot of people are kind of doing what's known as cutting the wire, and going streaming and all that, and back to over the air and so on. But still, there are some that are sticking with cable because, cable is trying to be a hybrid of both. They're trying to give you both, what you grew up with, the cable, all the channels and everything, but they're also giving you a little bit of that streaming, to go along with it. Some are even offering boxes that are streaming boxes, but also cable boxes. Like this one here we have, looks like it could be just a regular cable box, but it's also a streaming box. But there's also one that they offer that's a little bit more sleeker in design. But I want to ask you though, when you utilize any of these services, but mostly cable, have you ever dealt with a situation to where you're watching something on, let's say, your main television, all right? Because you have the main cable box in there, the one that controls them all, even the little ones in the other rooms. Let's say you're watching something on there, and let's say after you're done watching, you turn it off and you decide, okay, I'm gonna go and, lie down in my room, or I'm gonna go and, play some games in my rec room, and everything, or my man cave or my woman cave and you get the idea. You just kind of have some time to yourself outside of the living room, or from the living room, I should say, within the house, but out of the living room. So let's say you do all that, and then you go and you decide, okay, I'm gonna go to my man cave or my rec room, and I'm gonna go turn on my TV here. And then I'm going to, look and see if there's anything on so I can just sit back on my couch and watch something or just play my games, right? But you want to see what's on television first. So you do that, but then all of a sudden you see something on your screen. What you see on your screen basically is a message that says you need to check the internet, and here's error code, error code, RDX-033003 or whatever. And you're wondering, what is this, right? Because you just came from your main place, of entertainment, your main place, here in the living room. You just come from your main place, and everything seemed to be fine. But now all of a sudden, the television in the room you're at is, not showing anything. It's just showing a code. So you figure, okay, I'm gonna go and basically, do what I've been, recommended to do by the cable company and so on, and that's unplug this for 30 seconds to 45 seconds, and then not only do that, but see what the result will be. And usually the result will be everything, because everything does go off, because like I said, that, controls everything, or it's attached to everything, connected. So you go and do that, and long story short, you think everything's gonna be fine, hunky-dory, and then you see that now all the televisions, including this one, have that message. You're thinking, what's going on, right? So you decide, okay, I'm gonna look up some other stuff. So you look up more information. You even go to the virtual assistant, the AI assistant, if you will, for the cable company. And they give you the recommendations, even suggest to utilize them to troubleshoot. So you decide, okay, I'm going to maybe troubleshoot. And you find out that the troubleshooting doesn't work, or the message they're giving you basically is, hey, there's a weak signal. And you're thinking, what's the weak signal? What's going on, right? Because you're even telling them what box is, showing, the effects of not responding. So you get that out of the troubleshooting from them, and then you decide, okay, they gave me some instructions, and those instructions tell you to unplug your master box, and instead of waiting 30 seconds to 45 seconds, you decide, okay, I'm going to unplug this, and I'm going to do what they're telling me, and that's, wait at least 2 minutes, if not more. So you do that, and then you plug it back in, and then lo and behold, for some odd reason, that, which they should have recommended in the first place, when when you would have this kind of problem, not just what I dealt with last night, or me and my mom dealt with last night, but you find out that one part, that recommendation of unplugging and waiting not 30 seconds to 45 seconds, but 2 minutes or more, actually helps out. I mean, they even recommend to use the button that's on your box, which is right here for the master box, and basically is I'm watching the game, like I said, right now, Vikings and Niners, but it's also on top here, like what I'm pointing at. So you do that, you go and do that and everything, you unplug, and then you're waiting for it, and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna wait 2 minutes, if not more, see what happens. And then you start noticing that the main box is starting to connect, but it's connecting, a lot. It's connecting a lot, longer. It's taking a little longer. But as it's doing, its job, apparently, what happens? You go to the television that was originally affected, and you see that it's coming back on. Everything is back to normal, or seemingly back to normal. The screen is on, and all that. You're getting an image, and everything. So then you go and you test the other. Then you go and basically check the other televisions you have, and you see that they're also coming back on. Some of them, a little slower. Some of them have the dots in front of the screen and everything. They have to, continue building themselves back up. But then you're like, okay, that recommendation, which again, like I said, they should have given a long time ago, and everything, is actually working out a lot better than the original. But then, even though you could tell that it's still, rebuilding itself, because although all your other televisions, have, booted back up and are pretty much ready to go, or at least close to it, this one is still saying connecting to your entertainment as soon as possible, It's telling you all that. And you're thinking, okay, why is the main one taking a long time? Well, one, it's the main one, of course. But anyway, you're wondering, okay, it's taking longer because it's the main one, and it wants to ensure every other box that it's connected to, is up and running before it becomes up and running. So throughout the night, you kind of wake up, you kind of go to sleep. Or not, well, if you're like I did last night, that's what I did. But anyway, let's say you decide, okay, I'm going to buy my time. I'm going to do what I got to do. I'll take care of a few things, but I'll go and double check once in a while. So after, let's say, a half hour, and everything, you go and check and it's still doing it. But then after an hour and a half of doing everything they initially say you need to do, it's finally back on. You finally get a picture. You finally get an image like you're supposed to. But the one question that hits you is, okay, like, what happened? Why did I get that code of check the internet? Why did I get this RDX- code and everything to check the internet? Why did I do that? And everything, right? Or not why did I do it, or why did I get that? I'm watching the game, so I do apologize if I'm a bit distracted. You ask yourself, why did I get that message, right? And not only do you ask yourself, okay, did I get that message? Why did I get that message? But you're also curious, like, what happened? What happened, right? So you go and you look online and everything, because to me, the one thing that first went through my mind is they had to be doing maintenance. They had to be doing something, but usually they should let you know when they're doing something, right? Well, I look online and I find out that it doesn't matter if it's Xfinity, Spectrum, or whoever, that essentially they don't have to let you know if they're doing an update or a maintenance check if it's minor, because the disruption shouldn't be that bad, right? So I'm reading that and I'm thinking, are you effing serious? Are you telling me that what we just experienced, and I Googled this, are you telling me that what we just experienced last night was an update was a maintenance, situation that they were doing. Because usually they'll text you or they'll let you know on their app that, hey, something is up. There's an outage. Or, hey, we're doing maintenance at this time. They didn't do that. And apparently they feel they have the right not to let you know, which is wrong. And that's what happened last night. My mom gets up a little after 2, goes to her room, and finds out that her television right here, is getting that message I mentioned earlier, the RDX message, check the internet and all that. So I did everything that I mentioned to you here in this video, only to get that same message across all of these things. And then after following the instructions like I mentioned, here in this video, I basically finally get it up and running. But then I find out that it might have been a maintenance issue on their end. And again, I'm thinking, why would they not tell us that, even if it's minor? It's going to be an issue no matter how you look at it. It's going to be an issue no matter how you look at it. Anyway, that's what happened, and I'm just curious if that's ever happened to you guys. I know it sounded like I rambled a little bit, but let me know what your thoughts are. Did that happen to you, whatever cable company or service you have? Let me know. And until next time, guys, I'll talk to you later. Peace out. God bless.